What's going on, guys? For today's video, we're going to be walking you through the entire process of what it takes to create a pair of these Vans in a Bape camo theme. And we're back with a new one for you guys. So, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen our Bape Vans video that we put out last year. Obviously, the audio wasn't that great. We've tried to step up our production quality a whole lot in the past year. And obviously, we have a ton of feedback from you guys now with over a year's worth of sample size of what are the questions that we didn't necessarily answer in that Bape Vans video. So today, we're going to be answering all of those questions for you guys. So this is going to be a really in-depth, detailed tutorial for you guys on everything that you'll need to know in order to make a pair of these Bape Shark Camo Vans, and we're actually going to be giving away this pair also. Alright, real quick guys, just wanted to go over the giveaway details for this pair. So you can have up to 4 entries. One of them is going to come from right here on YouTube. All you need to do is comment down below your favorite YouTuber or vlogger, and then you can have up to 3 entries on our Instagram page. So head on over there, go comment on all 3 posts of these shoes. All you need to do is tag 2 friends, and that's 4 entries total. So to kick things off, the first thing that you'll need is a pair of these all red old school Vans. After that, we're going to try to keep our material list as simple as possible for you guys. So we're going to be using 4 different Angelus paint colors for this video. We're going to utilize some Angelus white, Angelus light gray, Angelus flat black, and Angelus red. There's also an additional couple of Angelus additives that we're going to be utilizing, such as Duller and Too Soft. We're also going to be utilizing some of these Angelus paintbrushes, the Angulars and the Filberts, along with the detail brush. Or an additional optional technique is utilizing your toothpick. To tape off our soles, we're going to be utilizing this Angelus red vinyl tape. Then to really speed things up and make our job a whole lot easier, we're going to be utilizing this Bape Vans stencil set that we made for you guys so that you can easily take a pair like these and knock them out of the park. And then our finisher of choice for a project like this is going to be the Krylon Matte Finish Spray. Alright, now we're really ready to go ahead and get things started, so I'm going to be utilizing this vinyl tape on these vulcanized soles. It's super easy to tape off the entire sole in one single pass. This vinyl tape works really well when you pull it snugly, and it's super easy to wrap around all of these curves of the sole. Now, there's no major prep work required when we're working on a pair of canvas Vans like these, so we're going to go ahead and get straight into our painting. So our first task is going to be taking the red canvas panel where we're going to be doing our shark teeth and turning it into a really solid white. And what most people would try to do is just get right into painting white on top of this red canvas and just really start building up layers on top of layers. And what happens is you just end up caking on way too much paint for these to really have any kind of durability or breathability still. You just end up layering way too much paint onto this canvas that it no longer really even keeps that texture. So in order to keep our material as close to factory as possible, we're going to be taking a couple extra steps, such as mixing some Too Soft into our base coats. And rather going straight into white, what I like to do is use Angelus light gray. It is much more opaque than going straight into your white, and it's going to give you a more solid base to then build the white on top of. So I'm going to use a 1-to-1 ratio of Angelus Too Soft to light gray, and then we're going to go ahead and build up about 3 coats of this light gray on top of our red canvas panel. You're also going to want to heat set in between coats. This is going to help keep that material as close to factory as possible, as the heat really works well with the Too Soft. And then, more so than working on leather, you really want to give these some real dry time, because canvas takes a little bit longer for that paint to seep in and really dry. Now, these are some extra steps that are really easy to skip over, but these are the things that really matter in the long run to making the best pair possible. So after we have our light gray looking real solid, rather than moving directly into white, what I'm going to do is mix half and half light gray and white, so kind of like a mist color, and then we're going to mix that with a 1-to-1 ratio of our Too Soft and do a kind of in-between coat before we go directly into our white paint for these. Now, after we have that mist coat laid down, we're ready to finish these off and really get this white looking nice and solid. And this is probably going to take you an additional 2 to 3 coats, and you really want this white to come out as bright and as pure as possible. and we're still going to be utilizing some of that 2 Soft along with the white here also. So all in, this is going to take you anywhere from about 6 to 7 coats or so. So we started things off with about 3 coats of our light gray, moved into an in-between mist coat, and then finished them off with 2 to 3 coats of our white. If you skipped all those earlier steps, I project that these would take you somewhere between 10 to 12 coats to get your white looking just as nice and solid as these came out. And although some of these steps may seem like a little bit of a detour that you're not sure why we're doing them, these are the type of steps that are going to save you some time in the long run for sure. So now we're ready to go ahead and get into the shark teeth portion of our video. You can go ahead and try to freehand these out yourself, or utilize this stencil set that we have made for you guys. So this is a really thin vinyl that's super easy to conform and bend along to your shoe and your specific size. So what I'm gonna do first is take the bottom portion of the teeth, start towards the rear end of the shoe, start to press along the sole, and then you'll notice that it has a gradual curve up towards the toe box of the shoe. So now for the top portion of the shark teeth, what we're going to do is start at the highest peak of that Vans stripe on the side of the shoes. From there, you're then going to take the rest of the stencil and start to press it along the bottom half of the curve, going towards the front and back of the shoe. From there, you're then going to take the rest of the stencil and start to press it along the bottom portion of that stripe towards the rear and front of the shoe. After that, you're then going to want to take a pencil and start to trace out all of these individual shark teeth. I really recommend a simple mechanical pencil as the lead is very light and it's going to be just enough for you to see. I'm utilizing a pretty dark number 2 regular school pencil here just so that it's a little bit more visible on camera, but utilizing something like this is going to make your job a little bit harder because that graphite is a little bit more tough to cover up with the paint. There's nothing we're not willing to do for you guys. And then you could be a civilized person and take a detailed paintbrush, go ahead and start tracing out all those teeth, or you can be like me and go ahead and start tracing things out with a toothpick. After we have our red done, we're going to be doing those same steps on the upper portion of the teeth along with our Angelus flat black. And then as a separator between that red and black, you're going to want to try to make a nice, clean, crispy curve of your black on top of your red. And if you take your time and do these shark teeth really well, this is what's going to separate you from everybody else out there. If these teeth are really looking nice and sharp, curved, this is the step that, somebody else might go ahead and skip over, do some larger, wonky looking teeth. But if you do these right, these are really going to have that official factory look. Now that our shark teeth are all done, we're ready to move into our Bape Camo all over these. So since we already have a red canvas base, we're ready to move right into our camo, right? Not quite yet. There's one additional step that I like to do before we go ahead and lay down our camo everywhere. I actually like to go ahead and paint any of the panels where we're going to be doing the camo on. Although it's already red, I still like to lay down at least 2 coats of red in order to have a really nice pre-painted surface. This way I know how all the paint is going to lay on top of it. So another step that could be easy to skip and look past, but it's something that I do because it's going to give me a better result in the long run. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the 3 different color ratios that we're going to be utilizing to knock out this Bape camo. As you could tell, we try to keep it as simple as possible for you guys, and we're really only utilizing lighter and darker shades of our initial red that we used. So on the stencil set that we've made, you'll notice that we've separated the actual Bape faces apart from the rest of the additional camo that's used to fill in everything else around it. So we're first going to grab from the face portion of the stencil, lay those anywhere you'd like, and then grab from the additional camo, and then just start to fill in everything else around it. Now we're going to take those same steps that we did with the teeth earlier and that we're utilizing these as a guide. We're going to go ahead and trace around these lightly, and then it's going to be super easy to fill in all of our colors on top. Now you're going to go ahead, grab your paintbrush, and lightly fill in each of the camo portions with the 3 colors that we already have pre-made. Now this should take you roughly about 2 to 3 coats or so for each color. And this stencil makes it super easy to lay everything out across both of the shoes so that you can really get the camo to your liking. It's super easy to pick up and move pieces around anywhere to get them perfectly how you'd like. And for the actual face camo pieces, you want to make sure that you go back and fill them in so that you can get those kind of eyebrows and eyes looking sets that are in the Bape faces. You're going to be utilizing that regular Angelus red color that we used underneath all of our camo. And this is what's really going to sell the details of it actually looking like that Bape camo. That's what's most recognizable about this whole thing. Now the last thing that we're going to do before we peel back the tape is make sure that you go back and touch up any paint that got on our white signature Van stripe. And like I'll always say, these tiny little details of taking the time to go back and touch things up and make them actually look like a factory shoe is what's going to separate you from everybody else. Now we're ready to peel back our tape, hit these with our Krylon matte finish spray, lace them up, and let's go ahead and give you guys a look at some on-foot shots on how these came out. Ooh, alright guys, that one was a doozy. Thank you if you are still sticking around at this point in the video. And we wanted to go ahead and give back to anybody who sticks around for, you know, watching our videos all the way through. So we're going to be actually doing a second giveaway. What we're going to be giving away now is 3 of the stencil packs that were used in order to create these, where you get the shark teeth, you get the Bape camo, and you get that additional camo to put all the way around. All you have to do to enter this portion of the giveaway is go ahead and add a second comment, and all you're going to do is comment #toothpickgang. We'll be announcing the winner of the Vans themselves along with the 3 stencil packs in next week's video. So this is just a way for us to give back and say thank you to anybody who watches our videos all the way through. We know this is a long one, so we really appreciate it if you guys are still here. If any of your friends didn't stick around to the end, make sure you don't tell them because they're the ones missing out. Other than that, guys, we'll see you guys in next week's video. We can't wait to see what you guys get out there and just create.